Hello everyone, welcome to Nira Techies. In this video, we are going to talk about Angular folder structure and its files, also the usage. So let me open my application first. Okay, great. If you see here, so many folders was there, but the source folder is very important one because most of the changes we are doing inside the source file only, except the source. Other files are simply configuration related things, so we will do some minimal level of changes only. So let me start from the top. So first one is data angular file. It contains some webpack related information, and the next one is this is related to the Visual Studio Code. It's not required. This node models contains the installed packages, and this is source folder. As I said, this is very important one. You can see. So inside the source we have the app folder. So this is the starting point, I say. Here if you see, the first one is the app routing for model, and next to 3 and 4 files for the component, and another one is the app model. First I'm going to open the app routing model. So when we are creating the application, it will ask, do you want routing? If you give yes, this file gets generated. So this app routing model, this is responsible for the routing related things, this place. In this place only, we are going to map our component to route paths. And the next one is component, app component. So the component is the combination of one CSS file and one HTML file and one TS file. This is our actual TS file. Here only whatever logics there we supposed to written in the particular area only. And design related activities we can do in the HTML file. And the specific CSS related changes we can include in the CSS. Even this component, we have the inline template and also inline style option was there. We can learn more about components in some other videos. Okay, great. Now app.model. So app.model. So model is nothing but it's grouping of functionality or else grouping of services and directives. So if I say authentication is one of the model, so it contains the feature of login and reset password registration. These are the functionality. We can create separate component for every functionality, but it's all get grouped in the single model. This is the whole idea. And now we have completed our app folder. Now assets. So in this file, basically we will have some external files. If you are using any images in our application, we can include in the asset. Then environment. So environment.ts file, we can create our own environment like a production, staging, deployment. It is mostly useful for the deployment time. We can what's called we can enable the particular environment based on the requirement. And if we content icon, this is a default on icon file. And index.html, this is actually our starting point of our application. So request actually comes to the angular.json. Once it comes a design point of view, if I say this index.html is the starting point, all the HTML tags was there except this app route. This is nothing but our app component. So already explained the app component. If we go there, see we have the selector, right? So what are the selector? It's directly we are called in the particular place app.route. If they are changing the selector name in the component side, we supposed to change here also. So that's it. Next one is main.ts. Main.ts, it will create the browser environment, and also it will react as the bridge between Angular and the browsers. Next, polyfill.ts. So the polyfill.ts is supporting for the browser related activity only. If I say like Angular is the modern technology, it will provide the modern functionalities, but it's not supporting for all the browsers. So resolving these kind of issues is the polyfills are doing the major role. And style.css. So this file, if you are doing any changes globally in the for application, we can include our CSS in the particular area. And the next one is test. This file is for the unit testing. And another one is browser list track. So this file is not a mandatory file. Even if you am deleting this file also, application will work. This will give the details about what are the browsers this particular Angular is going to support. Okay, see, these are the details, and these two files are not required. And this angular.json, this is very important one file because the request is always comes first to the angular.json only. And here only we mentioned the version and also the project name and build related configurations. So when we are creating the build, it will generate some file and keeping in some path. The path here only we mapped, and also the starting HTML file mentioned here. If you want to change some other files, we can change it here. And the main file main.ts, we already seen the functionality of main.ts. It's also mapped here. And the same way the file file also the tsconfig. So tsconfig.app.json we will see little later. And some initial assets added. So styles, so we already seen the style.css. The same way, if you are adding some additional styles, you can add in this place. The recent version of Angular, we are not going to use any scripts files. So we have the options ng bootstrap or material UI. So we can manage everything from the CSS itself. And at last, we have all the configuration related things and the environment. So we can create our build versions like test and stage production. It's all about the requirement. Now karma.js. So this is also kind of a configuration file for testing. So in our application, when we are creating your own component or model, it will create one spec file also. This spec file for actually testing. So this testing related configuration, like what kind of launcher we have to use and the reporters, these all the information are included in the karma.json. Next package-lock.json and also package.json. So first I'm going to explain that package.json. So it will contains the dependencies with the packages information. Like if I say one package means what are the dependencies was there and also its version. This kind the minimal information only available in the packages.json. The same way, if I go to the package.json, it contains the complete information. Like if I say one DLL, what is the version of the DLL and it's available in which URL, the integrity, the version. So complete details is available in the package log.json. Okay, great. So at last we have the three files. So these tsconfig.app.json, this file controls the configuration of TypeScript. In the Angular application, we are using the TypeScript, but the browser don't support for the TypeScript. So it get compiled into JavaScript format. These kind of configurations are executed by this particular file. The configuration details are all available in the tsconfig.json. Okay, great. At the last, tsconfig.spec.json. The spec is coming. Spec means always for testing. So the same way, whatever components we are using, we have the testing file also. The testing TypeScript files related configurations are handled by this tsconfig.spec.json. So now we are almost get completed. Still, if you have any doubts or clarification, please post in the comment box. In our upcoming videos, we are going to do some changes in the application and also let me explain the interpolation related concepts. Thank you, thanks for watching. And also if you like this video, like and share to your friends. Thank you.